We are all expecting new legendary forms in Pokémon Legends ZA, especially for Pokémon like Yveltal and Xerneas, and the main legendary for this one, Zygarde. That's one of the reasons why I've made this video about possible hints at a Zygarde fusion or this video about new Zygarde forms. There's only one problem. Our only evidence for new forms for Yveltal and Xerneas is because we saw them in Legends Arceus for the cover legendaries of the original Sinnoh games. Well, that was before, because there might be new, or in this case old evidence for the Gen 6 legendaries. So hey, I'm not so ace trainer, and what about 1%? Let's get into it. Before we begin, I want to thank my YouTube member Dash Plays and my Twitch subscribers Anubis here, Redsamnegi, Zanes222, Nightshades and Lazarix. Thank you so much for going the extra mile and helping make my content possible. And now, onto the video. I know that I was really going at it with Scarlet and Violet videos, since Pokémon Legends ZA is, well, a game that only has a teaser going for it. But I never stopped searching for something more. I can't help it and you know it. But like I said, in Legends Arceus we saw the unexpected introduction of origin forms for Dialga and Palkia. And to this day, they are controversial. Like, let Palkia not have arms, it looks better that way. Sinnoh legendaries having an origin form isn't anything new, as Giratina had one before the other two did, but still it was a surprise. There was no other evidence for it. Giratina seemed to have a reason for it, a banished Pokémon that didn't have access to the same freedom that its brothers had, and so it had access to its origin form, its primal form, like you have access to the like and subscribe button, which you should absolutely click on. But we didn't have anything like this for the Gen 6 legendaries, we didn't have a lot for the Gen 6 legendaries, so how would they justify this? Well, before anyone says it, they don't really need to justify anything, we know that. Something random can simply be put there as lore is pretty flexible in Pokémon games. Still, in Zygarde's case, it makes sense for us to get something new, considering how forgotten the Pokémon was back in X and Y. It's very likely that this game, Pokémon Legends ZA, will be the one putting together the cell puzzle that is this mysterious legendary Pokémon. So for that one, there's not really a lot of evidence needed, and we definitely won't be surprised. The Pokémon wasn't really explored, and we do expect something. Now, Yveltal and Xerneas had their moment in the sun, being trapped by Lysander and used in Team Flare's plans to fire the ultimate weapon, which they ended up doing despite us catching the legendary Pokémon, which means the weapon still was powered by something. A few moments before, we have that final showdown with Team Flare's boss. As we're mowing through grunts and admins with a questionable sense of style, one of the admins says, "The ultimate weapon has taken 99% of the legendary Pokémon's energy." So, considering that it still fires, it means we battle Yveltal or Xerneas at 1% of their power. Interesting, that implies that that isn't even their final form, or not their final energy. However you want to put it, it means that there's more to those Pokémon than what we have seen so far, and I think it has something to do with their life cycle. Xerneas is said to sleep for 1000 years, with legends saying that it can share everlasting life. Yveltal turns into a cocoon at the end of its life cycle after absorbing the life energy of every living thing. So Xerneas is at its highest power right after it is revived, and Yveltal is at its highest power right before it dies. It's possible that in Z2A we will see these two moments overlapping, and at that very specific moment we're likely gonna see the different forms of these two Pokémon, as they are powered up to 100% instead of the 1% that it appears we met in X and Y. Of course, for this theory, we have to ignore every other instance of us meeting Yveltal or Xerneas, like the Dynamax Adventures or the Ultra Space, for example. But even those could be explained by it not being that exact moment. It isn't right after the life Pokémon's revival or right before the Destruction Pokémon's death. It's a very important detail, and you know how Kalos means beauty or beautiful in Greek? Well, the beauty is in the details. Or was that the devil? Either way, it works. That is all I have for you today, evidence for new Yveltal or Xerneas forms, but what about you? Do you think they'll get some? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, like the video if you like it, dislike if you don't, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon content, and also ring the bell so you know when the next video is out. Also, you can become a channel member or check out my merch in order to further support the channel. I'd be forever thankful for that. You can follow me on social media or check out one of my streams here and on Twitch. All the links are in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.